So I was playing Dueling Book last night, right? And I'm playing my pure Mitsurugi Rifle deck. And my opponent was playing some rogue deck. I actually forgot what it was. Long story short, I remember I won game one. He wins game two, mainly because he drew Forbidden Droplet. Then game three, no, he was playing ABC. This was literally last night, y'all. So he goes Forbidden Droplet, full combo. He's playing like ABC, Therion was some punk shit, a deck that was popular like what 3-4 years ago, right? Give or take, during the C19 lockdown era. I'm like, okay, game three rolls around. I open up my Solemn Judgment, and we have a little interaction in the game, and Solemn Judgment wins me the game because I think I go Droll, and he tries to call by the grave, and I Solemn Judgment to call by the grave. Regardless of even if I didn't Solemn Judgment, he would have lost anyway because I had too much gas in my hand, and he was down on like 3 cards tops. And I'm bringing up the story at the start of the discussion because this is why a lot of rogue players get looked at like goofies to the meta players. Now, I'm a former rogue player. I like playing my rogue decks. A lot of you guys like playing rogue decks. But I'm a player that has the philosophy that if it ain't making sense, don't play it, right? Now, for example, you guys already know I'm a hero advocate. I love the hero deck. I love the hero archetype. Heroes just ain't cutting it right now. Tons of other hero players that I know who play the deck really well. Some I'd argue that play the deck better than me. I gotta be real. They put the deck down for decks like Crystron's and other powerful decks of this era to, at least have some creativity and still win just with a deck that's kind of fair within this format. So I brought that story up because at the beginning of this video because dude pretty much said, oh, you pretty much said something disrespectful along the lines, oh, you sacky, you got lucky mother effer if you had that card. And then as I was responding to him, I was going to literally say, bro, you only won game two because you opened Forbidden Droplet if you really want to go there. But of course, he didn't give me a chance to respond. He just left the match. If you play Dueling Book, you get a lot of people like that. There was another guy on Dueling Book, right? I played one Mr. Rugi card. He just ended the duel. So I like to be cheeky. Let me see the replay. I'm like, what deck was he playing? He was playing Mr. Rugi as well. And he actually had a really good hand. I'm like, he probably could have beat me. My hand wasn't that great. So we have meta players that don't want to play against meta decks. They get mad when they see meta decks because they want to be the one playing the meta deck. They want to feel like the biggest, they want to feel like they have the biggest D in the room. Then you get rogue players who get hella salty when they see a meta player and they're just like, oh man, this sucks. I hate this game. The game is unfair. The game just, this is stupid. And I'm just sitting here like, bro, cry me a river. Play the smallest via FLN. Now, I remember one time I did a video like this, like a month or two ago. This one dude commented some shit like, oh man, he been talking greasy since he been playing a meta deck. Bro, it ain't me talking greasy. I've been having this mentality since I'm playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, just because I play a rogue deck like Heroes for a long time, don't mean I've never played meta. I used to play Windups back in the day. I played Domain Monarchs. I played Solomon Greats. I played Rizel. Obviously Rizel, but I was thinking Spiral. Spiral and Rizel kind of rhyme. I played tons of meta decks throughout the years. And I play decks that I like. I don't really care if it's meta or rogue. If I like the deck, I'm going to play it. Cry me an effing river if you don't like overpowered decks. The thing about people I don't like about anything competitive, especially when it comes to like trading card games and games in general, people get so freaking butthurt because you actually care enough to play the best thing and win. Even in Beyblade, it's not like that yet, but I can kind of tell there's a little bit thing in the Beyblade community where it's kind of like, because the Beyblade community is different from the Yu-Gi-Oh community. The Beyblade community is very opening, very welcoming. Everyone's been pretty chill. But I can kind of tell, since Beyblade is in its infancy, it hasn't really hit them yet. But I can kind of tell when people play against each other and they play against, like, if you guys know anything about Beyblade, there's a Beyblade called Wizard Rod. And there's a certain combo that you do with him. You use the 960 ratchet, which is like the middle part. And then you use the bit, which is the bottom part. It's called ball. It's a circular shaped bottom part that allows the Beyblade to spin a lot longer. And with the Wizard Rod Beyblade, it's really good. That's like the best combo in the game right now. And it's not unbeatable, just like Mr. Rizel is not unbeatable. But it's one of the best combos. But when people see you use that, they're like, okay, you're pretty much running meta. Or they'll play the meta thing and they'll be like, man, I'm being a sweat today. I'm trying to win. And I think that's just a negative mentality to have, bro. Like, no matter what you do, no matter what you play, there will always be a hierarchy. Video games, for example. I'm a fan of Street Fighter Third Strike, so that's the game I'm going to talk about. In Street Fighter Third Strike, everyone knows the best three characters are, I want to say Chun-Li, Ken, and I think at one point Yoon was like one of the best characters in the game. And of course, if you were really good with Akuma, or if you were really good with anyone, you can win. But the best character was the most flexible combos, Chun-Li, Yoon, and Ken Masters. So no matter what industry you're in, if you're going to be competitive, there's going to be a hierarchy. If you're playing sports, there is a hierarchy. So I don't understand why people get so fucking salty when it comes to TCGs about the best deck or about just good cards in general. Oh, you had Solemn Judgment, I lost. Oh, you're playing the best deck. Oh, this is unfair. This is bull. You can only play best decks. You're not creative. And it's like, dude, shut the F up, bro. Maybe because I'm getting older, dude. I just see it as goofy. Now, granted, have I ranted about the best decks before? Of course I have. Have I had complaints about certain cards? Of course I have. But as I've gotten older and a little bit more flexible income, let's be real, I'm not rich, but I'm not poor either. I just have a different mindset now. I just think it's very childish and dumb to complain about the best deck or complain to somebody about playing the best deck. No matter my history at all, I've never really complained at someone for playing the best deck or the best cards because I want them to be creative. See, what it really comes down to, people are entitled. Yu-Gi-Oh players, Pokemon players, Magic players, pretty sure Beyblade players to a certain degree. People are entitled. They get entitled because they feel like they're really skillful because they're using something that's underpowered and they're still beating people who may not be as skillful with the best deck, but they're getting their wins in, and that's good. You should be happy for your wins. But when you play against a player who's not trash, who actually does well, and you get smacked up by that deck and they didn't misplay, you can't get mad if you're using an underpowered deck. And you also can't get mad and be hypocritical because they beat you with their side deck, because especially when you won with your main deck tech. None of your engine won. This is your main deck tech that allows you to pop off and combo off a game. So I just think a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players are hypocritical, and I think the community needs to change. This is the reason why a lot of y'all are not good at the game, honestly, because a lot of y'all have the same mentality. You might not like what I'm saying, but I'm going to be honest with you guys. A lot of people suck in this game because not only because they don't put the work in, they have a negative mindset when it comes to the card game. Think about it, bro. Ever since C19, we've been in Tier 0 formats. And I was out here grinding with my heroes, going to locals, going to X2 every week. Every week, I go X1, I'll be happy. God forbid if I win, I'm having a good weekend that week. But, you know, at the end of the damn day, I knew deep down inside that, hey, I'm playing underpowered deck. It's a good chance I'm not going to do well. But the way I'm going to beat everyone is them not knowing what my deck do. But once people figured out how to play against my hero deck, they was like, okay, I Nibiru early. I don't wait to the end of the combo to Nibiru. I hand trap here. I do this here. I started losing. And it wasn't nothing I can do about that. And then also, too, you got to think about consistency. Even if you're winning in a smaller tournament with your rogue deck, take that shit to a YCS. How many times is your deck on the brick versus the best deck or versus the good decks in the room? Because obviously Mr. Rise is not the only deck to play in the current format. There's Malice. There's Crystron even. This format is lit. There's a plethora of decks to play in this format. I personally choose to play Mr. Rise because I was already playing Pure Rise, and I didn't realize how dirt cheap it was to get the Mr. engine. So it really only made sense for me to play the Mr. engine because it's cheaper than the Fiendsmith engine and it's way better than the Fiendsmith engine. So why play a different engine and try to be a hipster when I can just play that I know it's good? Now, obviously, the argument comes, well, you're not being creative. You're doing what everyone else is. So, like, I think one thing people have to get rid of, personally, is their ego. Ego is a big factor and the reason why a lot of people don't do well in this game as well. Like, I used to have a big ego. I used to go get headaches playing heroes every week. I used to be frustrated. Damn, if I didn't misplay, I would have won. If I had Forbidden Droplet, I didn't won. I don't want to drop $100 on Droplet to compete. But when it came down to it, I was just pissed because I was playing an underpowered deck. And my ego told me, like, hey, man, you're better than this player, but you just drew dark cards you needed to win. When in actuality, at that time, I wasn't better. I'm playing an underpowered deck. I'm going to underperform. That's not to mean I can't perform, because I did perform with heroes, especially during the C19 era. I've won OTS championships. I got third place. I got a trophy over there. I got third place at the OTS. So, getting my little national invite. So, I've done fairly well for myself. And a lot of you guys do well for yourself playing rogue decks as well. I just think a lot of people, bro, they get so in their mind that they feel like they don't deserve to lose. They feel like they should always win. They feel like it's something wrong with playing the best deck. They have an ego about themselves that tells them, like, hey, you have to be creative. You don't always have to be creative, man. You don't always have to reinvent the wheel. It's cool. One thing people got to realize, too, you might have a good idea, but you have to be smart enough to say, hey, this idea sucks. Like, I think a lot of people can't look themselves in the mirror and say, hey, I had a bad idea. My deck I built is terrible. My ratios are terrible. My philosophy on deck building is terrible. Because if they did that, they would go back in the workshop, rebuild their ideas, and come back 10 times stronger. But what most people do? They refuse to believe that. They refuse to work on themselves. They refuse to get better. They refuse to use the free resources like Dueling Book, like Yugioh Pro, like Dueling Nexus, like even Master Duel. You can do a little bit of playtesting on Master Duel, especially if you're using a rogue deck. It's a different format, but at least you can kind of get a feel for the deck in an automated form. They just rather shut the F up. They're either going to quit and come back later, which is fair. I feel like if you're not enjoying the game, just quit. Seriously, if you're not enjoying whatever game you're playing, just quit. And don't play the bullshit deck. Just quit and go play another card game. And guess what's going to happen? In that card game, it might be peaches and cream in the beginning. Let it be around for a few years and let the meta game develop. And you're going to feel the same way. Lorcana, for example. I never played Lorcana, but I know about it a little bit. I don't know how to play it, but I know what the game is. They just got their first ban list. One Piece. They announced set rotation. That's what happened. Everyone got mad. They said, we're quitting. We're going back to Yugioh. And you know why they got mad? It's because they left Yugioh because Yugioh was overpowered. But they went to One Piece, and as soon as One Piece got overpowered and One Piece tried to correct itself, they didn't like the way to correct it, so they got pissed. They want to quit and play a different card game. I just say, man, you can't make people, everyone can't be happy, man. So if you're a player, I don't even know where I'm going with this video. I'm just ranting, man. So if you're a player, right, who deals with people like this, just realize these are the players who bitch, rant, and moan and complain that would never get better. And they only will get better until they shut the F up, study, realize why they're losing, and get back at it tenfold. So I don't know, have y'all ever experienced this, man? Am I just talking on my ass? Like, I just feel like, well, I ain't gonna say I'm talking about, I'm not talking about my ass. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. People in general, this goes past the card game world. People in general have horrible self-reflection skills. And it shows in their everyday life, and it leaps into the card game world. And that's something I just be looking at people like, man, you're crazy, bro. I just be looking, I just be quiet. I be looking at people. I be playing my Dueling Book. I be like, man, you are so trash. Like, I be like, man, I'm not the best player in the world, but you're trash. Like, I never once played my rogue decks and getting pissed at someone for playing the best deck. Like, it's cool you want to be creative, but like, bro, get over yourself, bro. Get over yourself. You ain't the first person to build that rogue deck. You know that, right? You might have had one idea, but there's a saying that says, if you had that idea, someone else had that idea too. So I don't know, man. Tell me what you guys think in the comments down below. Do people complain too much? Let me know. Have you guys experienced a lot of negativity when you're playing your meta deck and rogue deck? Because meta players do this shit too. Meta players complain when they play against a deck they don't know what's going on and they lose to it. They used to get butthurt a lot when I used to beat them with heroes. Plug A Turbo Darklaw. Oh, you only won because you had Darklaw. And your deck sets up an unbreakable board. Who fucking cares? Like, but anyway, I just be looking at people like, bro, for one, I don't want to be that guy, but it's just a card game. But for two, that's the reason why I'm playing the deck, because you don't know what it does. Duh. I'm playing the best deck because it's good. Duh. I don't know. I just get fed up with the community at times. I'm like, bro. I should be like, let me go smoke a joint. These people driving me crazy, man. But anyway, man, it's your boy Rogue. Just ranting, man. I don't even know what I'm gonna title this video yet, but I'm signing out. Peace. See you guys in tomorrow's video.